From Don Riggs Hurricane Gym on the campus of the Academies at Jonesboro High School, it's continuing coverage of the 2018 Class 5A State Volleyball Tournament. Today, it's semifinal Thursday across the state of Arkansas, including here in Jonesboro. We're in our first semifinal matchup. The host team, the Jonesboro Golden Hurricane, takes on the Panthers of Siloam Springs. Hi, everyone. Brad Bobo welcoming you to Jonesboro, where they are introducing the home-standing Golden Hurricane, which comes in with a record of 30-3 overall, and winners of 6 straight heading into today's semifinal matchup. They'll take on a Siloam Springs team that's 20-11-1 after 2 wins here at the tournament. As you see, Jonesboro swept through Greenbrier yesterday. Meanwhile, Siloam Springs won a 5-setter in exciting fashion against Mountain Home to set up this matchup. And, of course, coming up at 3 o'clock, we'll have the Nettleton-Greenwood match. The winners today will meet up at 7 o'clock Saturday night down in Hot Springs at Bank of the Ozarks Arena. Jonesboro, a 30-win season and in search of its 13th state championship in school history. That would be potentially the most all-time. Right now, Jonesboro tied with nearby Valley View with 12 volleyball titles. Both of those teams playing in semifinals. Valley View in the 4A semi today with, of course, Jonesboro here in 5A action. Siloam Springs knocked out Mountain Home, as we mentioned. That snapped a 43-match win streak for 5A East teams against the other 5A conferences in state tournament action. It also makes the Panthers winners of 6 out of 7 coming into this semifinal matchup. The starting lineups meeting at the net. There you get a look at the Dog Pound, the Jonesboro student section, which has grown day by day during this state tournament. I'd say this is the most folks we've had in here, perhaps, for any of the matches at JHS, and fans here from both sides recognizing the stakes are high with the trip in the state championship match on the line. Jonesboro in its black jerseys with the white numbers for the Golden Hurricane. They simply have Jonesboro above the numbers on the back. Siloam Springs in its dark gray with maroon numbers trimmed in white and white letters trimmed in maroon. And they have Panthers above the name, a number on the back of their jerseys. Bailey Tagupa will get us started. We're underway on semifinal Thursday in Jonesboro. The serve receive came all the way back over, and Siloam Springs fortunate to be in the point here. Tagupa in the middle for Bree Moore, who throws it down, and Jonesboro strikes first. You can hear the crowd in it already. That's Tagupa. Serves with a 1-0 lead. This one touched over the block. We got a battle at the net. Jonesboro's not going to be able to get it out. So give a kill to Ellie Lampton for Siloam Springs. Lampton coming into state tournament play. Siloam's leader with 385 kills on the year. She gets one there to knot us up at 1 apiece, as this is Kelsey Lewis on the serve. High dig in the sky by McKenna Thomas. Now Jonesboro with a chance. Tagupa outside for Clara Parker off the block and down for the kill. So now Clara Parker will go back to serve. Parker, 14 kills in Jonesboro's straight set win yesterday. She gets one here early to put her team up 2-1. There's a dig for Mackenzie Cook, and then it's going to be called a lift, or actually double contact against Siloam Springs. And it's 3-1 Jonesboro. Parker's serve sails beyond the baseline for an error. 3-2 Jonesboro after the side out for the Panthers. Chloe Price will be on the serve. Received by Cameron Hafner. Now Tagupa bumps a pass for Hafner off the block, and They're going to say it was not off the block, actually into the net. So 4 contact call against Jonesboro. We're tied at 3. Serve was off the net, but handled by Kate Geschwin. Now Moore dug up, and here's a chance for the Panthers. Sent over by Lampton, and it finds some ground in front of Geschwin. Another kill for Ellie Lampton, and it's a 4-3 Siloam Springs lead. This is Chloe Price on the serve. The serve receive was right by the net, handled nicely by Tagupa. Jonesboro couldn't do a whole lot with it. And there's a kill for Siloam. Ellie Lampton has 3 early, and it's a 5-3 Siloam Springs lead. And that's going to be an ace off the arms of Cameron Hafner. And it's a 6-3 Panther lead. So Jonesboro in a bit of an early hole. Here's Parker at the 10-foot line off the arm of Chloe Price and down for a long kill and a side out. Jonesboro serving down 6-4. It's Kate Geschwin, their libero, will be back to serve. Handled by Kelsey Lewis. And then a big cross-court kill on the far side by Lampton. So Ellie Lampton has come out firing here in the first set. She has her team out to a 7-4 lead, and she'll go back to serve. 5'11 senior, off to a big start in a big match. Here's Bailey Tagupa. Kind of a rare misfire on the set for Tagupa. Jonesboro had to basically send over a free ball, and it's batted back and forth at the net. Out of bounds off of Siloam Springs. It'll be a point for JHS. And the Golden Hurricane will serve now trailing 7-5 with Kellen Church to serve. There's a set by Chloe Price, and it's going to be blocked. She set Reagan Brown, and she hit it into the block of Michaela Johnson at 7-6. Johnson yesterday, 11 kills, 5 blocks in the Jonesboro win. This time they send it over early. Geschwin saves it for Jonesboro. Now Hafner will get a swing off a defender and down as it wasn't handled by Chloe Price. We're tied at 7. So Jonesboro with 4 of the last 5 points here to tie it up at 7 apiece. Lampton will send it over from near the back row. Jonesboro with a chance to take the lead. Michaela Johnson blocked, poked up by Tagupa. Hafner chases it down. Free ball chance for Siloam Springs, and they send it over early again and send it out of bounds. And it is an 8-7 Jonesboro lead. Free ball chance for Jonesboro as Tagupa will set it for Michaela Johnson, running in and off the block and down for a kill. It's 9-7. Lampton right into Clara Parker. Tagupa sends it over. It comes back from Siloam Springs. Now Tagupa outside for Hafner, and another kill down the line for Cameron Hafner. And it's 10-7 Jonesboro. They've scored 7 of the last 8 points after the 6-3 Panther lead early. And there's a service ace for Jonesboro, mishandled by Reagan Brown, and it's 11-7. And Kellen Church on the long service run. This one hits the top of the net, and good job by Siloam Springs to recover. Tagupa right above the net for Michaela Johnson, off a defender and down. And we'll see how long Coach Joellen Wright decides to go here without a timeout, and it's not long. She takes one right there. Jonesboro is on a 9-1 run, and the Golden Hurricane now up 12-7 here in set number 1, and the home crowd on its feet. I want to thank you for joining us on Facebook today via Tubetown Online from Ritter Communications. Also on 95.3 The Ticket in Northeast Arkansas. The coverage brought to you on Tubetown by SSR Insulation, surrounding you in comfort, and by real estate agent J.C. Cox of New Door, a real estate brokerage. On 95.3 The Ticket, coverage this week, our postseason coverage on The Ticket, brought to you by First National Bank. Out of the timeout, Siloam Springs looking for a side out. It's off the block and corralled by Kate Geschwin. Here's Hafner. Missed it, but it still hit the top of the net and went over. Now Siloam a chance. Dug up by Parker. Michaela Johnson, another kill right in the middle. The quick middle set from Bailey Tagupa to Johnson, who just glides in the air and hammers it down. Michaela Johnson is a good-looking athlete, and now we stop momentarily for Cameron Hafner to tie his shoe. Back at it with Jonesboro on top, 13-7. Long service run by Church, and that one's inside the line for an ace. Siloam Springs wanted to watch it, thinking it might go out of bounds, and it did not. It's inside the right sideline, and it's 14-7. Momentum has swung back the Golden Hurricane way. More serving from Church. This one handled by Siloam, but basically a free ball for Jonesboro. Johnson again off the dig attempt of Kelsey Lewis. Siloam Springs runs out of real estate, and it's 15-7. A 12-1 Jonesboro run. Dug up by Church. Sent back by Geschwin. Here's Siloam Springs with a chance. Lampton blocked by Michaela Johnson. Lampton hit it from the 10-foot line. Johnson above the net blocked it back down, and it's 16-7. Now a 9-point Jonesboro lead. Serve received nicely by Kelsey Lewis. The pass went off the ceiling. It came over to Cameron Hafner, and she misses wide left, and it's a point for Siloam Springs. A desperately needed side out for the Panthers as it stops what had become a 13-1 Jonesboro run there in the middle of the set. Jonesboro looking for a quick side out. Hafner has a swing at it, dug up nicely by the Panthers. Give the dig there to Madison Laster, and then Thomas finishes it off with a kill, and it's 16-9. So nice answer for Siloam Springs to score on its own service and try to mount a little run of its own here. And Jonesboro mishandles the serve. Clara Parker points at her chest, says my fault. The ace makes it 16-10. Laster serve handled by Jonesboro. Michaela Johnson with a huge kill, but what a job digging it up by Siloam Springs. And then the next time around, Johnson is off the block and down for the kill. It was a kill attempt that somehow, we'd almost have to see it again, Siloam Springs managed to keep alive, and the second time around they could not, as Johnson finishes it off to get Jonesboro back on serve, leading 17-10. There's a dig by Kellen Church on the back row. Tagupa with a pass for Hafner from the back row. Dug up by Kelsey Lewis. Now there's a dig by Hafner. Send over early by Tagupa, and it caught Siloam Springs a little off guard. A lift called against the Panthers, and it's 18-10. Again, another timeout coming up now for Coach Joel and Wright. Again, it was a 6-3 lead for Siloam early, but Jonesboro went on a huge run on the service of Kellen Church to grab momentum here in set number 1. Again, the first of 2 semifinal matches we'll have for you here today. As you get a look inside the JHS huddle. Coming up at 3, we'll be right back with you on Tubetown and on 95.3 The Ticket for Nettleton versus Greenwood. In our second semifinal, there you see the schedule. And again, the 5A final will play all 5 championship matches Saturday in Hot Springs. 7 o'clock to start for this 5A match, which regardless of who makes it in, should be a good one. So second and final timeout here for Siloam Springs in set number 1. And Cameron Hafner back to serve for JHS with her team on top 18-10. Mishandled a little bit by Siloam Springs. I have to send it over from the back row. Gives Jonesboro a chance. Tagupa. Far side for Clara Parker, who hammers it down in front of the dig attempt of Ellie Lampton, and it's 19-10 Jonesboro. Hafner back on the serve. Mishandled on the receive, and at the net, Parker finishes it off. The serve receive came all the way over the net, and Parker with a one-on-one matchup at the net batted it back down for a kill. It's 20-10. And that one is going to be short. Michaela Johnson was there for the block, but the third contact from Siloam Springs was into the net. And it's 21-10 JHS with Hafner continuing to serve. Handled by Kelsey Lewis, sent over early, dug up by a diving Kellen Church. Siloam Springs another opportunity. Far side, this one is wide left off the arm of McKenna Thomas, and it's 22-10. So really the key play in that rally was a Kellen Church diving save that kept Jonesboro in the point, and still on serve, up now by 12, and 3 points away from a set 1 win. There's a little pass from Chloe Price. Jonesboro able to handle it. Now Johnson in the middle throws it down, and there's not much you can do with Michaela Johnson. When she's in that middle spot, she just can get up so high, so fast off those middle sets from Bailey Tagupa that they are tough to do anything with. Lampton will get a kill for a side out. Another first set kill for Ellie Lampton, who's had a great opening stretch here in this match. And it gets Siloam Springs serving now down 23-11. So McKenna Thomas on the serve. And that will sail wide to put Jonesboro on set point. And it will be Michaela Johnson serving. And she puts it on the line for an ace. It was right down the left sideline. Siloam Springs watched it thinking it was going to go wide, and it did not. So a set-ending ace for Michaela Johnson, and Jonesboro takes set 1 here on its home floor. 25-11. The final. We'll have the second set for you after a 2-minute timeout. You're watching or listening to continuing coverage of the 5A State Volleyball Tournament on Tubetown at 95.3 The Ticket.
Welcome to New Door, an agency revolutionizing real estate, where when the best in the real estate sales industry and the best in real estate education join forces, you get one of the most dynamic and educated real estate companies in Arkansas. Here at New Door, we endeavor to find the best homes for your needs. Real estate isn't something we do, it's who we are and what we live. We are New Door, and we are ready to welcome you home. Contact J.C. Cox at 870-761-1798.
It begins with a click. And no matter where you are, you have countless choices at your fingertips. On the road, on your break, even in your own backyard. A world of entertainment is just a click away. Simply go to rittercommunications.com/TV Everywhere to get started. Ritter Communications, connecting you to everything that matters.
911, what's your emergency?
I'm home alone. Someone is trying to get in the back door.
Find a safe place like in a closet or under a bed, okay?
Okay.
Be very quiet and don't worry. Your home phone gave me your location.
Hurry.
Help is on the way.
Only a dedicated home phone can quickly pinpoint your address for emergency personnel. Cell phones can't. Keep your loved ones safe for less than 60 cents a day with a home phone from Ritter. Call today or go to rittercommunications.com.
Back in Jonesboro, where the Golden Hurricane take a 25-11 first set. And just by looking at that score, you would have a hard way knowing that there was a point in there where Siloam Springs had the momentum. In fact, a 6-3 lead before Jonesboro exploded back and never looked back. Let's see if the Panthers can regroup here to start set two. And they'll get a point to start it out as it's an error by Gabby Thrower. The first point goes to Siloam Springs. And we'll see Reagan Brown continue to serve. And this one is an ace for Brown. It hit the top of the net, and actually it hit on the Siloam Springs side of the net, and then top spun over and down out of the reach of Jonesboro. It's 2-0. This one she floats, handled by Parker. Now Tagupa will set Parker behind her, and it's two hitting errors for Jonesboro here to go with an ace. And a 3-0 start for Siloam Springs. Of course, that matches the 3-point lead they had early in set number one. Hafner for Tagupa. Out now to Gabby Thrower, off the block and down for a side out. And it'll be Clara Parker serving now as you get a look at Gabby Thrower. Slamming it off the block, and now Parker to serve with her team trailing 3-1. Chloe Price runs in for a pass that's just sort of shot across by Siloam Springs. Now they set Bree Moore in the middle, and she didn't get much of it. She had a big smile on her face because she liked a lot hitting all of it, but touched it enough to get it off the block and down. It's 3-2. Here's Price shooting it over on two. Popped up in the air by Bree Moore. Now Thrower with a kill that comes back across, and then Bree Moore misses wide for a side out, and they go back Siloam Springs way with a 4-2 lead. Kelsey Lewis serving with her team on top by a couple, 4-2. Handled by Cameron Hafner. Now Tagupa in the middle for Bree Moore, dug up by Lewis. Now Lampton over the block and kept alive by Tagupa. Here's Hafner. Sending it over. It comes back over the net off the dig by Siloam Springs. And then Gabby Thrower finishes it off for Jonesboro. Side out for the Golden Hurricane, which will serve now trailing 4-3. Kate Geschwin on the serve for JHS. Handled by Kelsey Lewis. Off the block and dug up on the back line by Bailey Tagupa. Now Thrower across the court just misses wide of the baseline, and it'll be a point for Siloam Springs. They'll serve now on top 5-3. Chloe Price will serve it. And that's down for an ace. Jonesboro watched it go by, and it landed in the corner for an ace, and it's 6-3. Of course, this was the score of Siloam Springs' biggest lead in the first set. See if Jonesboro gets another side out, down 6-3. It will not. That was a short serve ace in front of Cameron Hafner, and it's a 7-3 Panther lead. So really got to tip your hat to Siloam Springs for sort of hitting the reset button after set one got away from them and They've come back with an answer here in the beginning of set number 2, and there's an answer for Michaela Johnson on the far side. That one killed with a thud, and it's 7-4. JHS on the serve. This is Kellen Church, who went on a big service run in the first set. Lampton off the block and down, so a quick side out. Big side out there for Siloam Springs. And now Lampton back to serve with an 8-4 lead. Ellie Lampton, handled by Geschwind. Tagupa will send it over, but popped up in the air by McKenna Thomas. And now we got a double contact called against the Panthers. So a side out for Jonesboro as Cameron Hafner will trot back to serve. 8-5 Siloam Springs here in set number 2. Jonesboro with a 1-0 lead. Church with a kill that went over the net, sent back by Siloam Springs, and just fisted over the net by Bailey Tagupa. Here's a chance for Siloam to swing. Jonesboro blocks it away. Now Clara Parker with a kill off the arms of Kelsey Lewis, and it's 8-6. Jonesboro scores off at serve, and Hafner will have another. She starts right in the middle of the free throw lane. Short serve, handled by Reagan Brown. Lampton sends it off the block of Michaela Johnson and down for a kill. Siloam Springs with the side out, back to serve now, leading 9-6. That's good on good there when you see Lampton getting a swing against Michaela Johnson. And the Panther senior was up to the challenge that time. Serve receive came over for Jonesboro, and Siloam Springs made the Golden Hurricane pay. Jael Harried hit it back with authority, and it's 10-6. 4-point Panther lead matches their largest of the match. The serve was mishandled, but Jonesboro is able to get it back. Now the Panthers with an opportunity. Down the line and dug up by Kellen Church. Tagupa, cross-court pass for Clara Parker, who puts it inside the baseline for a kill and a side out as Craig Cummings, the head coach, put both fists in the air as he's up applauding that kill there by his junior as we see Bree Moore check in. Craig Cummings is a fixture on the Northeast Arkansas volleyball scene. Former longtime head volleyball coach at Arkansas State University. There's a net violation called against Jonesboro. Called against Siloam Springs. It'll be a point for Jonesboro. And a 10-8 Panther lead. Michaela Johnson on the serve. And now we got a double contact called against the Panthers to make it 10-9. JHS with the point. Now Johnson a chance to potentially tie the match. It's a little 3-0 Jonesboro run here. Make it 4-0 as that one's hit into the net by McKenna Thomas. And we're tied at 10. So we'll see what happens here as Jonesboro with the makings of a run here. They scored 4 unanswered. Here's Brown with an answer. So nice job there by Reagan Brown with a kill for a side out. As that stops the 4-point run by Jonesboro and puts Siloam Springs back on top 11-10. And there's a service error as it's long for McKenna Thomas, and we're tied at 11 on the side out. Gabby Throwers back into the Jonesboro lineup. And Bailey Tagupa on the serve. Here's Reagan Brown off the block, down on the Siloam Springs side, and the Panthers are actually going to get it on a net violation. So it looked like a Jonesboro kill. Instead, it's a side out, a 12-11 Siloam Springs lead. Reagan Brown to serve. Here's Bree Moore in the middle with a kill to tie it up on a side out. So back and forth we go here in set number 2. Tied again at 12. Been tied at 10, 11, and 12 here. Clara Parker. Serve handled by the Panthers. Sent over early on a heads-up play by Chloe Price, who found a wide open spot in the Jonesboro defense for the kill, and it's 13-12 Panthers with the side out and back on top. Kelsey Lewis to serve. And she sails it wide left out of bounds. Now we're tied at 13, so this is the fourth tie here in the last handful of minutes. Kate Geschwin to serve for Jonesboro. Handled by Lewis. Now Price behind her for Lampton, who cross court gets it in. Oh, no, they call it wide. Let's get another look at this, see if we can tell in our replay. Kind of right in the corner of your screen. It's a JHS point on the side out. Or shoot for the point, 14-13. Free ball for Jonesboro. Parker up to Tagupa. She'll set Michaela Johnson in the middle. Off the block, dug up by Lewis. Now Price comes in for a pass for Lampton. There's a dig by Kate Geschwin. Tagupa now for Cameron Hafner. Just touches it over the block and down for a kill. 15-13, JHS. 2-point Golden Hurricane lead, 15-13. Geschwin serve popped in the air by Lewis. Now here's Lampton off a block. This one is touched over, and there's a kill for Rachel Conrad. He gets the side out, and Siloam Springs back serving now, trailing 15-14. This is Chloe Price to serve. Her jump serve handled by Hafner. Now here's Tagupa outside for Michaela Johnson, off of Lewis and down for the kill. Had that hit the basket, we've seen this, we saw it last night in a match. Even though Siloam Springs would have had no chance to get to it, if it hits the basket, it's an automatic replay of the point. That one did not, although it came close. Lampton blocked, but it's actually not blocked. It's into the net. So it's a point for JHS as Lampton gets a swing there and didn't get it over. 17-14, now a 3-point Jonesboro lead. And that's going to be an error against Siloam Springs as that shot comes up short for McKenna Thomas, and Siloam Springs takes a timeout with all of a sudden Jonesboro up 4 by a score of 18-14. The schools participating in this state tournament match are members of the Arkansas Activities Association as authorized by their school boards. The administrators of these schools have helped to write the rules and regulations that govern participation of students in competitive activities for the schools that are members of the AAA. So to reset, Jonesboro with a 1-0 lead. The Golden Hurricane took set 1, 25-11, but the second set has been considerably more competitive. Although Jonesboro's on a run right now to lead it 18-14. Siloam Springs has led this set by as many as 4, but since that point, it is a 12-4 advantage for Jonesboro. And Kellen Church to serve for JHS out of the Siloam Springs timeout. Mishandled the serve a little bit. They send it over. Now Jonesboro with a chance. Hafner comes running in, and it's out of bounds. Wide of the sideline, not touched by Siloam Springs, so a side out for the Panthers. We'll see Reagan Brown back into the lineup, and Ellie Lampton back to serve. Geschwin handles it up for Tagupa. A little bump fast pass for Michaela Johnson. Couldn't really take a swing at it, just bumped it over. Now another chance for Jonesboro, and it's going to be a double contact called against Bailey Tagupa. And it's 18-16, so a couple of much-needed points there for Siloam Springs to cut the lead in half, as Lampton will continue to serve. Tagupa pops it in the air for Clara Parker, off a back row defender and sent back by Siloam Springs. Here's Tagupa outside for Hafner, and she puts it between two defenders for the kill. Cameron Hafner with the side out, and she'll go back to serve now with Jonesboro leading 19-16 as she found a spot between a pair of Panther defenders. Lewis handled the serve. Now there's a dig by Hafner, but Tagupa unable to chase it down, and she gave it every bit of effort, diving toward the padded pole on the net. Ran out of real estate, and it's side out Siloam Springs, serving down 19-17. And there's a service ace off of Church and into the stands, and the Jonesboro lead is down to 1, 19-18. Good second set here. Madison Lassiter on the serve. Jonesboro handles this one cleanly. Tagupa over for Parker with a kill. Straight down across the court, and Jonesboro makes it to 20 first. Michaela Johnson will serve. And that's going to be a kill for Lampton and a side out. 20-19, Siloam Springs back on serve. Trailing by 1, as we'll see.
Number 10, Maya Morin serving.
Maya Morin in. Siloam Springs has broken out some different uniforms today that don't match the numbers on their roster in the program. Here's Jonesboro with a chance. Tagupa, quick set for Bree Moore, who puts it down for the kill. Big side out for Jonesboro there to keep the match from getting tied. JHS will serve now up 21-19. A couple of times we've seen players for Siloam Springs wearing different numbers than the roster and the program had listed, so sorting some of that out on the fly. Here's Tagupa. Handled by Lewis. Now they go back for Reagan Brown. She's blocked but kept alive by Siloam Springs. Fished out of the net by Bree Moore. Now the Panthers with a chance. Sent over early, but Geschwin is there. Here's Parker off a block and into the arms of Lampton. Now Brown on the right side. Cross-court kill, or the left side for the offense. Cross-court and down for Reagan Brown, and she'll go back to serve. Scoreboard shows now, they got it straight at 21-20. For a moment, there's a kill by Clara Parker, but the scoreboard momentarily showed 21 apiece, but it was right on your screen there. It's 22-20 after that Clara Parker kill down the line. And we'll get back to action. Joellen Wright, the coach from Siloam Springs, was trying to get the attention of the near official. Here's Siloam Springs on the serve receive. Mishandled, now Jonesboro with a chance. Schwinn didn't get much on the pass. Parker able to hit it over, but kept alive by the Panthers. Here's Lampton dug up by Geschwinn. It hits the ceiling, comes down, and then Jonesboro mishandled the ball that was just sitting there falling. And it was kind of one of those deals where everybody thought somebody else was hitting it over. At the very last second, Geschwinn jumped in there and tried to get it over, but it was too late. So Siloam Springs catches a bit of a break there to get within 1 at 22-21. They would have gotten a free ball either way, but Jonesboro didn't get that done. Hafner touches it over the block, and then it's into the net and down for a Jonesboro kill. 23-21 JHS as Geschwinn goes back to serve. And now Siloam Springs will grab a timeout. So Jonesboro 2 points away from a potential 2-0 lead, but there's work to be done here as this has been a tight second set. And we'll see if the Panthers out of this timeout can get a much-needed set point, or a much-needed side out, to keep Jonesboro from set point. Siloam Springs already out of the huddle, halfway through the 60-second timeout. JHS still over in front of its bench as you see Craig Cummings. Always in the Hawaiian shirt. It's just a Craig Cummings tradition. As it goes back to his roots at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. Good look at the crowd here at Don Riggs Hurricane Gym, including the fans that made the trip over from Siloam Springs, and that is not a short trip. Tip of the cap to those folks. Geschwind's short serve handled by Diving Lewis. Lampton dug up by Tagupa. Now here's Clara Parker at the 10-foot line, blocked and kept alive by Siloam Springs. Jonesboro with a chance. Tagupa for Michaela Johnson. Siloam Springs will send it back over. Now here's Tagupa with a little bump pass over to Cameron Hafner, and she puts it on the line and down for set point. It's 24-21 JHS. As Geschwind will try to close it out. And her serve just beyond the baseline. Siloam Springs rolled the dice again and got this one right as that one sailed just long. And they fight off the first set point. Here's Chloe Price to serve. 24-22 JHS. Tagupa in the middle for Johnson. Off the block and down. And Jonesboro has taken a 2-0 lead, winning a very competitive second set by the count of 25-22. We'll have the third set here at JHS after this 2-minute timeout on Tubetown and 95.3 The Ticket.
Welcome to New Door, an agency revolutionizing real estate, where when the best in the real estate sales industry and the best in real estate education join forces, you get one of the most dynamic and educated real estate companies in Arkansas. Here at New Door, we endeavor to find the best homes for your needs. Real estate isn't something we do, it's who we are and what we live. We are New Door, and we are ready to welcome you home. Contact J.C. Cox at 870-761-1798.
Satellite TV providers force you to sign a long-term contract, then saddle you with second-rate service and price increases. Ritter delivers TV service with stunning HD channels, plus bundle savings on the area's fastest internet, and a better home phone service with no long-term contracts, backed by our local customer care team. No contracts, no nonsense, just great service. Don't get stuck with a dish. Visit RitterCommunications.com to learn more.
With so many great mega services available from Ritter Communications, it's hard to pick just one. Save a bundle with bundled services. Talk as much as you want, when you want, with unlimited long distance. Get the speed you need with up to 15, 30, 50, and even 100 megabits per second internet. Enjoy online bill pay and protect all your online data and devices with Tech Home and Guardware. With so many choices, options, and savings from Ritter, all you can say is, wow! Mega services, mega savings. That's Mega Ritter.
No matter what kind of business you own or operate, you need to keep it connected. Ritter Communications delivers the fastest business internet speeds available at a price that won't slow you down. Ritter offers reliable 24-hour service with network monitoring, along with the scalable options your business needs to grow. And we do it all on our own fiber optic network. The choice is yours, and so is the savings. Connect to something better. Call or visit RitterBusiness.com today.
Back in Jonesboro, where JHS has opened now a 2-0 lead. A one-sided first set for the Golden Hurricane, but Siloam Springs, to its credit, came out and scratched and clawed in the second set before Jonesboro able to pull away in the closing stretch. So now to be JHS back on serve to get game 3 underway. Bailey Tagupa to serve for the Golden Hurricane. Price out for Lampton. Dug up by Geschwind, hit the ceiling. Jonesboro will have to just send a free ball over. Here's Price again out for Lampton. Off the block. Popped in the air by Clara Parker over to Tagupa. And then it's an error for Gabby Thrower, and it'll be a point for Siloam Springs. Panthers a side out, and it gets Kelsey Lewis on serve. just touched the net on the way by. Jonesboro handles it. Here's Siloam Springs with a chance now. Dug up by Tagupa. Geschwin with a pass out for Clara Parker. And she hammers it off a defender and down. McKenna Thomas couldn't handle that one from Clara Parker. And we're tied at 1 with Parker back to serve. Parker's jump serve handled by Mackenzie Cook. And then Siloam Springs couldn't get it back over. As thrower with the block. It's 2-1 Jonesboro. Parker's serve. This time going to be mishandled. It's going to be out of bounds and an ace for a 3-1 lead. Well, if this one follows the script of the first 2 sets, Siloam Springs is due for a side out and a little bit of a scoring run. Let's see what happens. Here's Lampton off the block and put down by Bree Moore. Bree Moore defensively put that one down. She had Cameron Hafner over there with her, and it's a 4-1 JHS lead. As Parker gets the go-ahead to send another serve over. Hit the top of the net, but handled by Siloam Springs. Lampton shoots it over on the back row for Parker. Now Tagupa in the middle for Moore, who hit it into the net for the side out. Now the Panthers will serve trailing 4-2. Chloe Price will serve for Siloam Springs. Geschwin, pass ahead to Tagupa. Thrower came in and just sort of popped it over the defense down the line. Siloam Springs was ready. Now Tagupa for Geschwin. Lets Hafner swing at it. Kept alive by Mackenzie Cook. And there's another block for JHS. Actually, it will not be credited with a block. They'll call the attempt by Siloam Springs short. And it'll be a point for JHS, leading 5-2. Geschwin with a dig there on Siloam Springs. Here's Hafner to swing away. Blocked by the Panthers. Tagupa this time will set Michaela Johnson in the middle. Kept alive by Siloam Springs. Now Jonesboro a chance. Geschwin for thrower. Hit the net. Went over. Good job by Siloam Springs. Sent over early by the Panthers. Now Tagupa. Quick set in the middle for Michaela Johnson, who finishes it off. What a tough angle on that Bailey Tagupa set. With her back to the net. Actually put it in front of her a little bit. And Johnson with the finish. Tagupa came in with 1,043 assists on the season, and now we got a ball that rolled onto the floor before the serve. So they blow that one dead. And Geschwin will serve it again. Short serve. Dive and receive, handled by Siloam Springs. They send it over. Now Hafner off the block. It came back to her. She poked it in the air. Now Clara Parker will have a swing at the 10-foot line and gets it down. Clara Parker with the kill. And it's 7-2 JHS. And Siloam Springs wants a timeout. So the Panthers didn't get their run early in the set that we've seen the first 2. And they find themselves trailing 7-2 here early. The Arkansas Activities Association, which is sponsoring this state tournament volleyball match, is a voluntary nonprofit educational association of some 500 junior and senior public and private high schools of Arkansas. The regulations which guide these events are adopted by the schools themselves and determine the type of program they believe to be most desirable for high school youth. Jonesboro up 2-0 and leading 7-2 here in set number 3. As the host Golden Hurricane trying to yet again advance to the state finals. And we'll see Kate Geschwin back to serve out of the timeout. She gets the go-ahead. And it's on the way. Lewis receives it. Now here's Price in the middle. That one just sort of punched back over by JHS at the block. And then there's a shot just wide of the baseline. As you see, this Lampton shot go just beyond the baseline there. If you saw the replay on Tubetown, it's 8-2 Jonesboro. Lewis ahead to Price. Now she'll go this way, and it is down the line and good for McKenna Thomas. Nice kill by Thomas down the line on a tough angle. And the side out makes it 8-3 JHS. Here's Lampton to serve. And it's an error into the net. 9-3 Jonesboro will go back to serve as we see Kellen Church into the lineup and back to the service line. Reagan Brown handles the serve. Now they'll give her a chance to swing. She just touches it over the block. Poked in the air by McKenna Thomas. Hafner sends it back. Here's Price at the net, and she's going to be called in the net. The pass took Chloe Price all the way into the net, and she did well to try to fight it out of there, but called for the violation. It's 10-3 Jonesboro. And Brown this time mishandled the serve. It came at her just about chin high. She had to put her hands up to try to fight it off, and it went off the mark for an ace. And Jonesboro leads now 11-3. Here's Price out for Reagan Brown. Dug up by Kellen Church. Here's Hafner off the block and down for a Jonesboro kill. It's 12-3 Golden Hurricane. And Church on another service run. We saw this happen in set number 1. Sent over early. Church comes running in to keep it alive. Jonesboro sends it back early. Now the next one comes over early again. There's a battle at the net. Comes out on Jonesboro's side. Tagupa for Michaela Johnson down in front of Lampton for the kill. And it's 13-3. Church back again. Waiting for the green light to send another serve over. And there's an ace off the arms of Chloe Price. It's 14-3. And this crowd at Don Riggs Hurricane Gym starting to sense a trip in the finals could be brewing. Another mishandled serve, and they're going to be called out of bounds. That one took McKenna Thomas on the run all the way in front of the bleachers, and the ground rules sort of give a spot where the officials kind of will deem you out of room, and Siloam Springs uses a timeout with Jonesboro on top now, 15-3, and on a big scoring run. 7 or 8 consecutive points for JHS here as they're trying to blow the doors off the third set. So don't forget, the first of 2 semifinals we'll have for you here. Come on back at 3 o'clock. We'll have Nettleton versus Greenwood. The Jonesboro student section in between sets 2 and 3 started a "We Want Greenwood" chant. Nettleton will try to have something to say about that. Of course, right now, Siloam Springs still with the opportunity to have something to say about that. Panthers aren't out of this one yet, although they're running out of points to mount a run. Trailing 15-3 here in the third set. Church back to serve. This time Brown handles it. They go for McKenna Thomas. She's blocked, and it goes down for a JHS kill. Actually, no, it is a point Jonesboro. Initially, the PA says it's going to be a point for Siloam Springs, but that's a JHS point. And it's a 16-3 lead. As we see Katie Kendrick into the lineup, a senior for the Panthers. See if they can get this serve back. Lewis had it hit the piping in the ceiling and come back down. So a Jonesboro ace makes it 17-3 Golden Hurricane. And Church continuing to serve, which I would guess the stats will show she's done more than anybody in this match. Here's a chance for JHS. Tagupa, the 10-foot line. Parker hit it into the net. So the error on the attack will send it back to Siloam Springs. And Madison Lassiter to serve. And it's down for an ace. Jonesboro let it go by, and it's inside the baseline. (17-5) Jonesboro. Here's Tagupa for Hafner, who comes running in. Had to reach back a little bit and just sort of send it on the other side. Now Tagupa at the net, put it over early, and it's blocked back. Nice play there by Jael Harried. And it's a score on service for Siloam Springs. It's 17-6 Jonesboro. Here's Tagupa in the middle for Michaela Johnson. And boy, she put it straight down in front of Ellie Lampton, who was really defenseless. Nothing she could do with it. And it's 18-6 on the side out. Here's Cameron Hafner to serve. And nice job by the Panthers just to get that one back. Looked like an ace was coming. Johnson off a defender and down. Another kill. It's just a tough rotation here when Jonesboro gets Clara Parker on the outside and Michaela Johnson in the middle. It is a pick your poison situation. 19-6 Jonesboro. Here's a dig by Kellen Church. Tagupa now outside for Parker, who puts it down cross court. And Jonesboro now 5 points away from the match. Hafner on the serve. Short, and it's going to be an ace. Short serve landed in front of the defender. Siloam Springs couldn't get it back. It's 21-6. Another Hafner serve. This time popped in the air by Reagan Brown. Lampton sends it over. Jonesboro with a chance now. Here's Parker off a defender and down for another kill. It's 22-6 Jonesboro. And this crowd can certainly sense it now. Student section is making some noise. Reagan Brown dug up by Geschwinn. Hafner chases it down, and Tagupa is able to send it back. Nice job there by Jonesboro. Siloam Springs trying to make the most of it. It's blocked but kept alive by the Panthers. And then Harried sent it over early and gets the kill. So the Panthers now will have it on serve, 22-7. As we see Maya Morin go back to serve. Handled by Jonesboro. Tagupa at the net for Parker. Just sort of hit it over the defense, but wide and out of bounds. And it's 22-8 off a point for Siloam Springs. Morin, another serve coming. Here's Michaela Johnson just sort of touching it over to the other side, and that one's down on the baseline. Oh, it's a kill for Brown. The Jonesboro crowd right there on that baseline wasn't as sure. It's 22-9. Little scoring run here by Siloam Springs. Tagupa has to reach out and just keep it alive. Nice job there as Jonesboro gets it back. Now harried off a block, and it's down for Michaela Johnson and Clara Parker. It's 23-9 Jonesboro. As Parker got that block. And Michaela Johnson back to serve. Jonesboro 2 points away from the match. And that one sails wide, and Jonesboro is on match point. And the crowd is on its feet here at Don Riggs Hurricane Gym. The officials talking over something. And now Michaela Johnson has the ball in her hands, serving up 24-9. Brown handles it. Price back to Reagan Brown. Into the net, it's down, and Jonesboro actually got the kill. Reagan Brown got the kill there. Came down on the Jonesboro side of the net. It's 24-10. Hafner mishandled the serve receive, and it bounces around. Nice job by Geschwind to chase that down, and Jonesboro at least gets it back over. And then a heads-up play by Chloe Price to send it back on two. And it's 24-11, so the Panthers aren't ready to stop playing just yet. Reagan Brown would definitely have to go on the service run of her life, and she sails this one wide, and it is all over. Jonesboro will play for its 13th state championship on Saturday as the Golden Hurricane finishes its home season with a third consecutive straight set win. This one by scores of 25-11, 25-22, and 25-11. So as you see, JHS, the first team into Saturday night's championship match. They'll take on the Nettleton Greenwood winner. That match coming up at 3 o'clock as the Jonesboro team right now is headed over to talk with the Dog Pound student section, which is actually coming out on the floor to converse with their players. Jonesboro again will leave tomorrow now for Hot Springs and a chance to play for a 13th state championship Saturday night at Bank of the Ozarks Arena. We're awaiting a visit with head coach Craig Cummings. We'll get to that in just a second. As you get again a look at the bracket, Nettleton, the Lady Raiders, will take on Greenwood coming up in just under an hour here at Don Riggs Hurricane Gym, with the winner taking on the Golden Hurricane. And again, that Jonesboro student section at one point during the match with the chant of "We want Greenwood." Of course, I believe Jonesboro would be okay, at least from a storyline standpoint, with a crosstown matchup against the Nettleton Lady Raiders as well. So either way, the storylines are going to be great because we're either going to see a Jonesboro-Nettleton state title match or Jonesboro versus Greenwood, which has become sort of a state tournament tradition. We're actually going to go down to our Zach Ruppel, who's standing by with head coach Craig Cummings.
I'm here with Coach Craig Cummings. This was one win. This was a heck of a win that your girls pulled off today. What do you have to say about your girls' performance?
Pretty impressive with that performance, especially with the quality team that Siloam has, and Coach Joellen and the marvelous job she's done with them. I was really concerned coming in with the firepower that they have, but we were able to do a nice job with our serving, and they served tough too, but we handled that to help our attack be successful today.
This is the second time in 3 years that your team has reached the state finals and the 13th time in school history. What do you attribute to your team's repeat success at this tournament?
Good players.
Simple enough. What will you look to improve on going into the state finals in Hot Springs?
Our serve receive has to still improve for a team like Greenwood or Nettleton, and then our defense overall because of the attack. We have to block well and defend well to stop the other team from scoring.
All right, Coach, we wish you the best of luck. Thank you for doing this interview with us.
Thank you for having me.
Back to you, Brad.
Thank you, Zach, and thank you to Craig Cummings, who will play again for a second state championship in the last 3 seasons, coming up Saturday night at 7 o'clock. Join us at 3. We'll be right back here at Don Riggs Hurricane Gym for Nettleton Greenwood. That match coming up at 3 o'clock. The winner will take on Jonesboro Saturday night. Before we get out of here, we want to thank our crew here this week that's been comprised of students from Arkansas State University, led by Galen Perkins. We've also had students from Annie Camp Junior High, Jonesboro High School, Cross County Schools, and Greene County Tech, who have all pitched in to make it a great week here. We also want to thank our folks and our partners at Tubetown from Ritter Communications, including Marcus Carlton and Brandon Reed. And back at 95.3 The Ticket, we want to send a shout-out to Ronnie Dye and Will Oswald, who handled some of the play-by-play duties with us this week, along with our producers, Colton Tripp and Grayson Hall. A team effort bringing you state tournament action this week. For all those fine folks, I'm Brad Bobo saying thanks for joining us. Remind you again the final score in this one. Jonesboro wins over Siloam Springs 3 sets to none. So until 3 o'clock, we say so long from Don Riggs, Hurricane Jim.